How are you? I am pretty sure that as always, you people are enjoying the studies and your time too. In the last part, we were talking about the basic parts of the plant and we discussed about the roots. In this part, we are going to learn further about the plant structure. So I'm going to share my screen and start teaching you. And tip of the day is do not take much pressure of the studies. Enjoy the studies. The one thing to have a good study, to enjoy the studies, to just see the things what you're learning. If you're learning about the plants, you go and see the plant and observe them. You're learning about some science concept, go into the ground, go outside, observe the things. Once you see things in real life, your learning becomes so easy and so fun. That's the tip of the day. Now let's continue. So in this part, we will be covering this the topic that I've mentioned. So here we will be learning about the leaf, which is an important part of the plant, its structure, how it is functioning. And then we will also be learning about the flower structure, an explanation about all the four whorls of the flower. And obviously function, structure and function and information about the leaf and flower we have to cover. But before that, let's have a quick discussion. I added a picture. Okay, let's see. What do we call the part through which leaves are attached to the stem? Think about it. Till the time, it's a little revision, that picture I uploaded in the next slide. So it's just a revision because we learned about the different part of the plant. So the first one is the reproductive part, which is the flower. And then there's the apical bud. There is a word in plant, we call it as the apex, not in the plant, it is a general word. Apex means the tip part. So if I'm saying apical bud means this is present on the tip region of the plant. Okay, so then there are two things, one is known as node and one is internode. So node is the part of the plant where cell division is happening and a new branch is going to originate from it. So this is an area where cell division happens. This is the structural area from where new stem, new leaf or any new part is originating. So you may say new stem word also you can use. Stem is originating. After that, the next terminology that I told you is internode. Space between two nodes, this is known as internode. Next is apical bud. Apical bud is again on the apex. Now, if you're thinking this is also the apex, apex means the terminal part, the top part. So if I talk about this stem, in regard to this stem, this is the apical bud. So apical bud is the top part, I mean in regard to wherever it is present. Okay, then there is a vegetative shoot. Dear, if I tell you in a plant, there are mainly two parts. One is the reproductive part. And then another is the vegetative part. If I talk about what are the parts of the plant, so I will say mainly root system and shoot system, but then you can also mention that there are mainly two parts. One is the reproductive part, which helps in reproduction, pollination. So yeah, this is the flower and the seeds present in the flower, which will be forming later after the pollination. Vegetative part is rest part of the plant, including the stem, including the roots, including the leaves. They are the vegetative part. Clear? Vegetative means the body part. Sometime stem and leaf, they also, not sometime, many time, they also help in making new plant. But they are the vegetative part. We do not call it as the reproductive part. We still call it as the vegetative part. And we call it as the vegetative reproduction, where vegetative part of the plant is used in reproducing. You must have seen, if you love gardening, if you don't, just start loving it. So peaceful and so nice. If you have seen how these people are growing the curry plant or the rose plant, they cut the stem and then they grow directly into the soil. A curry plant needs root too, but yeah, they cut and just grow it. These are the vegetative part we are doing. That's vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation, propagating. We are growing it further. Okay. So then this is the leaf which is present and growing from the node region. Leaf also has its own part. What are the parts? I'll mention it during the time of leaf only, but this is the main stem. And this stem is the one on the basis of which we call it as the herb, shrub or trees, woody plant, that thing. Okay, so one is the axillary bud. Axillary bud means the one which is present on the exile. Exile means that leaf is originating from this place. So the place which is node, if there is a bud originating, this point is known as exile. And if a bud originating from it is known as axillary bud. Please remember it. So exile means the nodal nearby node. It is actually node is that area, but exile is that location. That this place is known as exile. So exile is the joint, you may say, where a leaf is originating at that place. This is exile. And if a bud is appearing from that, that is axillary bud. So yeah, that's the revision of the plant parts. And these are the tap roots and the lateral branches. This is root system. And the one which is shooting outside is shoot system. And now let's move forward and let's talk about the leaf part. The prominent structure in the middle, this is known as midrib. And the lines which arise from the midrib, they are further making branches here and there. They are the veins. Venules are the branches of them. Not, I mean, in our case, we call it as the blood vessels and all that. In the plant case, we call it as the vein and the leaf. Okay, the part of the leaf by which it is attached to the stem is known as petiole. A stalk-like structure through which is connected to the stem, this is petiole. The broader green part is known as lamina. So lamina is the one which is also known as leaf blade. So understanding leaf is not very much difficult. It's just that into that these structures are present. Now, if I talk about midrib and vein, what is function of them? We know that in the plant, vascular tissues are present. Vascular tissues, and vascular tissue includes xylem for the water and mineral transport and phloem for the food and also the mineral transport. Now into the leaf, food is getting formed, photosynthesis happen. I told you how food will be moving into other body parts. So through the midrib, through the veins, and water also. Water is moving toward the leaves because that's needed there, but food is moving away from the leaves. That's the function, and they are present in the midrib and in the veins. Now, what further things are present in the leaf? I have a video to show you over that. Till the time, let's understand the next thing about the leaf, which is the type of venation. Venation means the arrangement of the veins. That how these veins are arranged on the leaves, this is known as venation. And this is basically of two types. One is known as reticulate, the random, why they have not mentioned. Okay, so the random and then there is a parallel venation. When there are present veins and they are present parallel to each other. Now, if you look at the diagram here, this is reticulate venation and this is parallel venation. I suppose that's clear to you. Okay, give me a second. I have to show you video and you'll be watching up the video and then I'll show you something extra if that's needed. Okay, I have to start the screen share. I have to play on the new screen share. Hold on for a second. Now, I will not be speaking, but you will be listening to this person.
Leaf and its structure. Most of you would have drawn a leaf somewhat similar to this leaf here. This simple drawing says a lot about the shape and structure of a leaf.
Forget it.
The surface of a leaf is flat and is called the leaf blade or lamina. It is green in color due to the presence of chlorophyll. The large lamina allows to the leaf to absorb sunlight, water, and air for the plant. A magnifying glass to look closer at this leaf. and air for the plant.
I have moved it back.
Now let us use a magnifying glass to look closer at this leaf. Can you see a thick line running through the center? This is the main vein or midrib of the leaf. You can also see many smaller veins originating from the main vein. Veins help to carry water, minerals, and food up and down the leaf. The main vein extends into the stalk that helps to attach the leaf to the stem. It helps to conduct water and food between the leaf and the stem. If we look at the leaf under a microscope, we will see numerous tiny pores on the lamina. These pores or openings are called stomata. They are present in large numbers on the lower surface of the leaf. Stomata help in exchange of gases with the environment. In photosynthesis, carbon dioxide enters the leaf and oxygen goes out. The leaves are arranged on the stem in a specific way so that they can absorb the maximum amount of sunlight for photosynthesis. The arrangement of leaves on the stem of a plant is called phyllotaxy. When each leaf arises,
This thing you don't have to learn. That I'm gonna cover it in the 11th class and not here. That'll be too much for you. But yeah, this much information on the leaf is much enough. I'm gonna come back to the presentation I was explaining. And I suppose now everything about the leaf is clear to you. So now if a question come, anyhow, what is the difference between parallel venation and reticulate venation? Veins run parallel to another from the base to the tip of the leaf, and veins are arranged in net-like pattern or the both sides of the midrib. That's reticulate venation, and this is a characteristic feature of the monocot plant. You know what? All the flowering plant, not you know what, you know that already. I told you this in the last class also. All the flowering part, they are known as angiosperms. And angiosperms, they are mainly of two type. One is the monocot and one is the dicot. Monocot consists of just one cotyledon, like the maize. Cotyledon is something which is full of the nutrients. And like you see the sprouts, into the sprout, there are two little things while you open it up. These are the cotyledons, so they are the dicot. So this is a characteristic feature of the dicot plant. An example is hibiscus, mango, and legumes. You obviously can write. And here, banana, bamboo, and you can write maize as well. So the next thing that I thought I'm gonna tell you is, I'm done on the leaves, by the way. I was thinking about telling you something. Yeah, actually in the video now, they were talking about the stomata thing. I thought I'm gonna show you stomata under the microscope. And I was adding till the time that picture only, but the video stopped. Let me give me a time. Give me a little second. Not a second. I'm just choosing a good picture for you. This one is fine. Hold on for a second. If I'm talking about the leaf now, I'm gonna show you one more picture. Leaf cross section. Not all of the things you need to understand, but whatever I mentioned, just listen about that thing. This one is better. Okay, Bacha. So this picture I have added, these are the stomata. Once we see the leaves under the microscope, this is under the microscope picture. And if you see the picture appears to be like a different color because they stain it up. Stain means they use some colorful dye because otherwise they might appear transparent kind of thing. But if we use certain stain or dye, it will be attaching with them and providing them a color so that it become easy for us to observe the things under the microscope. And that is done in maximum of the experiment, the dye and staining thing. Anyways, now talking about the stomata, this is a very important structure present on the leaves. It has many functions. I told you this in the last class also. They help in transpiration. Also, they help in exchange of gases, CO2 and O2 exchange. So these are the important stuff, and through that only this thing happens. Exchange of gases and transpiration. Transpiration means when extra water, this is going out of the plant. And I think we talked about the importance of transpiration also. And into the transpiration when water is moving out and more water is being absorbed, and with that minerals are also being absorbed. But my point is this is the stomata, and these cells which are covering the stomata, they are the guard cells. So stomata, this is not like a particular thing. Stomata is just an opening. And the cells which are causing it, they are known as guard cells. Now let's move forward. This is a cross-section diagrammatic picture of the leaf that of course you don't have to learn. I have added it so that you can just understand it up. This is like a leaf and they have cut a little section and a microscopic animated picture that they have shown. The very external thing is cuticle. In the leaf, guys, if you have seen that thin membrane kind of thing, now you just peel it up. That is cuticle. It is a waterproof covering so that no extra water can come out. Only extra water come out through the stomata only. So this is a waterproof covering. Now, below a cuticle, that is epidermis. Epidermis is nothing but it is a cell layer. They all are cells inside it because we all living creatures are made up of cells. It's just that these cells are of different design and they work in a different way. If I say epidermis, they are the one which are covering and protecting it up and also help in formation of the cuticle. Next is the palisade and spongy mesophyll. Actually, these are also cell and they have a lot of photosynthetic chlorophyll thing. Chlorophyll used to be present in the cell in the chloroplast. Sorry, it's chloroplast. Inside green part of the plant, in all the cells, there is a structure which is known as chloroplast that is present. And in the leaves, it is present maximum amount. And the cells which are having it, they are the mesophyll. But anyways, chloroplast has lot and lot of chlorophyll. And that is the reason that photosynthesis happen in the plant and they make their food. And these are present in different design. Now, if you see the stomata is present, and the stomata mainly used to be present onto the lower surface of the leaf. So what I'm doing, lower surface. It's not present on the upper surface because if it is present on the upper surface, so much amount of water will come out and that is not good for the plant. So that an optimum water just come out and exchange of gases also happen in a better way. Most of the stomata is present and less on upper side this is present. Now this is the mid vein. This mid rib and veins further going to form the branches here, but inside it they have shown this structure. These are nothing but they are the conducting tissues. They are the xylem and phloem, which is like appears to be like a pipe like structure present in the leaf. Now I suppose you know a lot about the leaf and you know what function it is doing. Now if a question come in your paper that what is the function of leaf, I'm pretty sure that you can write it. Still, this is a very not a good picture that I did not like it, but still I added it. I don't know why. Leaves are specialized structure for carrying out the photosynthesis and they are forming the product of photosynthesis, which is sucrose. Sucrose, it is a type of carbohydrate and I have to change my pen color because red is not suiting here. Give me a second. Leaves lose water through stomata in a process called transpiration, and lost water is replaced by the water drawn in through the xylem. And this is another function, and with the water, minerals are also taken up again from the roots. So that is also a function of leaf, that they help in transpiration, and the new mineral, because of that transpiration pressure, it can be absorbed. Leaves are the site of gaseous exchange. They take in carbon dioxide and give off oxygen during photosynthesis. One more important thing that you will be writing in regard to leaf, that because transpiration is happening and more water is being taken from the plant, by the plant, it helps in maintaining temperature. It helps in maintaining temperature of the plant, because when more water will be taking entry, obviously temperature regulation will happen. Now these are the things, and I suppose things are clear to you. Let's move forward. Now next thing that we have to cover is flower. Flower is the beautiful part of, I suppose up to leaf everything is clear because I have explained in a better way. If you do not understand anything, move back and watch it again. Let's understand about the flower. The beautiful flower part, the beautiful part of the plant. All the flower, they have very beautiful and very I mean the smell, I will say it's very nice. But do all the flower have very nice smell? No. You know what? Maximum flower which used to reproduce with the help of insects, which show pollination because of the insects, they are the one which have very nice fragrance, and they are very beautiful bright color. Reason being, they attract the insects, that they can come, have the nectar, suck the nectar, help in pollination. They are attracting the flowers. But otherwise, flower which are not reproducing with the help of pollination by the insect, they do not have any beautiful appearance. No, beautiful will, but they do not have any bright appearance in that thing. Anyways, now talking about the flower structure, this is a beautiful reproductive part of the flower, and it has different parts in it. First of all, the central part here, this is the female reproductive system. Because I have told you reproduction happen in the flower, obviously it will be having male reproductive system and female reproductive system. So the male reproductive system is present up here. That is this is the filament, and they did not label the anther. Yeah, on the right side. So this is the male reproductive part, which is known as a stamen. It mainly consists of anther, yeah, it mainly, yeah, right, it mainly consists of anther, and this is a filament structure with the help of which it is connected. Actually, now I mentioned a word that in the flower pollination happen. The circle thing here, they are known as pollen. They are the male gamete. Male gamete means male reproductive cell. This is the male gamete, means reproductive cell. So this pollen will be moving from one flower to another flower, or you may say from the male reproductive part to the female reproductive part, and that's when pollination happen, and that's when reproduction happen. This is present inside the anther. You don't have to remember. Microsporangium is another name of them, but you don't have to remember that. That's totally fine. I have told you if you want to remember. So this is the stamen part. Now at the center, the stigma, style, and ovary. So this is the female reproductive part. And to this, we call it as the pistil, which has the stigma, which is the top part, and then the style, which style is like, the stalk-like structure, and stigma, style, and this circle thing that is here, this is known as ovary. Ovary is the actual place where female gamete is present. Inside the ovary, ovules used to be present here. And ovule is the place in which female reproductive cell are present. Female gamete or female reproductive cell is present. When pollination and fertilization happen, means when male gamete will be reaching up to the female gamete and they will be forming the baby plant. How that happen? That these pollen, they go with the help of insects, with the help of water, air, whatsoever. They will be moving up toward the female reproductive part through the stigma. And then they will move inside, and then they will react with the female reproductive cell. And then baby plant, means the baby bud that you must have seen, that is formed. This is how it occurs. Okay, so these are the main male and female reproductive part of the plant. Now talking further, the beautiful colorful things, they are known as petals, which is also known as corolla. And the green one, these are the sepal, and that is also known as calyx. They have written a word here, perianth. Perianth means when petal and sepal, they are of same color in certain cases, and we cannot identify which one is petal, which one is sepal. Then we together call it as the perianth. Okay. But otherwise, petals are beautiful. They attract the insects where pollination happen by the insect, and sepal, they are the green one. Okay. So now the base part is here. It's nectary, means it has nectar in it. Nectar is the chemical, present, not the chemical, but biochemical, you may say, but which is good for the insects that's present in the petals, because the insect will become, they will be taking up and eating up the nectar. Anyways, articulation means joint. You don't have to learn that. Articulation is not a terminology. It just means this is the joint. This is the floral axis, the base part. Where it is attached, now this part, this is known as thalamus. And that's it. So guys, this is about the structure of flower. I have a video on the flower structure. That's a very detailed video that I found from the 11th class repository, but I'll show you the important part that's good for you. And then I'll come back and explain you a few more things. Okay. Hold on for a second. Here.
Flower.
I suppose you must listen to him because then my voice might be interrupting with him. Hold on for a second.
Condensed shoot useful for reproduction in angiosperms is called flower. Famous scientists like Linnaeus, Gasperet Bowen, Gata, Descandeau described flower as a modified stem. Parts of a typical flower: thalamus or torus, the apical part of the pedicel. It contains nodes and condensed internodes. From the nodes,
So you don't have to remember node and internode things. Node and internode means wherever new part is originating. So that's what they have mentioned, that inside the flower, these parts are present in all the whorls and stem and whatsoever is originating from it. And the base part is known as thalamus, and that's it. You don't have to even remember that they are also known as uh, torus. Okay, so let me just move forward.
4 sets of floral leaves are present. They are 1. Calyx, 2. Corolla, 3. Androecium, and 4. Gynoecium or pistil. Perianth. Calyx and corolla together called as perianth. The first whorl calyx and second whorl corolla, perianth, are non-essential organs of the flower. Androecium and gynoecium are essential organs of the flower. They involve in reproduction. Structure of a flower: anterior side, the bracts side of the flower; posterior side, the mother axis side of the.
So the bract side is actually, these bract are a little green thing which are appeared up there. This is not present in all the flower. If there are little green things, that is known as bract side. And that's also, you don't have to learn that. Hold on for a second. Not required, not required, not required. Yeah, further these things are not required. But this thing that you can say that flower, they're basically of two type, bisexual and unisexual. Bisexual means when they have male and female part both. When androecium and gynoecium, or you may say stamen and pistil, together present in the flower, that we call it is the bisexual flower. If only one part is present, either it is having just one male anther and stigma thing, sorry, anther and filament thing, or it is having stigma, style and ovary thing only, the pistil is present, then we call it as the unisexual flower, that either of them is present. That's it. Now I'll move back. Let me think, I was about to tell you something. Pollination happen to the plant. Yeah, I thought I'm going to give you information about the reproduction. I have told you that into this pistil part here, male gametes are present pollen. They will be released outside and they will move toward the stamen, the female reproductive part. And there, hold on for a second. Did I use opposite word? Sorry. From the stamen here, male gametes are used here. Stamen itself is written there and they move toward the pistil part. This is the pistil part. And inside the pistil, this will be present. The pollen will be present. It will move inside and inside it will move toward the ovary and inside that ovule are present. Inside ovule, it will go and it will show fertilization. When male gamete react with the gamete means reproductive cell, react with the female gamete, we call it as the fertilization. Then fertilization happens. So inside it fertilization will happen and then yeah, the one thing that I wanted to tell you in the flower is after fertilization happen, the flower is no more flower. Flower is going to form the fruit. So the outer part ovary is going to form the fruit. And the central ovary, into the ovary I told you ovule is present. Ovule is going to form the seed. So that's what I was telling, that everything that you see is having seed is known as fruit. A ladyfinger, a cucumber, a tomato, they all are flowers. They all are, sorry, fruit. They were flower ones, but they're fruit. They have seeds in it. So the fruit is actually formed from the ovary and ovule is forming the seed. Now, if you look at this diagram also, this is ovule and this is ovary. So ovary is just one forming the fruit and ovule is going to form the seed later after. If you see the papaya fruit, papaya has so many of the seeds. It means it has so many of the ovule. Ovule, not always it is one. Ovule can be so many of it. Ovary is one. I mean, it can be more than that too, but that's another case. But my point is, papaya has just, its fruit is total one ovary, and inside all the seeds, they were once ovule, and after fertilization, this change has happened. So please remember one thing, that after fertilization, flower changes into the fruit. And then rest of this petal and sepal, they just fall off, and then fruit is there. And inside the fruit, seeds are present. Okay? Now remember, this is structure of flower. Now, if a question come into your paper, which is the function of flower, that you will say the function of a flower is to make seeds. They are the most important part because they are the reproductive system. They petal on the flower, attract bees and other pollinator. And flower has nectar. Nectar is a tasty chemical for the insect. This is present in the petal. And yeah, this is food for honeybee also, for insects. This is actually food for insects. While the time insect will come here, they will suck the nectar. Pollens are present onto the male reproductive part. Pollen will be attached to their body. And then while they move to another flower, then that pollen come there. It's a natural way. It's not artificial way, that this is stuck to their body and then they go. And that's how in certain case the pollination happen by wind, that with the help of air they'll be moving up in the air. They just wherever they go, and that's a random thing that fertilization happen. It's a probability of fertilization, but that happens in nature. So this is the function of flower that you will be writing. Now I suppose things are clear to you. Now let's move forward and let's talk about certain of the practice question, because we have done leaf and flower and how reproduction happen in the flower. Define petiole and lamina. Obviously into the leaf, petiole is, lamina is the leaf blade. What is petiole? The stalk-like structure through which it is connected. Next, why are green leaves are generally green? Because they have chloroplast in it, into their cells, and into the chloroplast a lot of chlorophyll is present, which is nothing but this is a green color pigment. And this is the one which actually helps in photosynthesis. Now, I suppose you will remember it. Okay. So now, since leaves show reticulate, reticulate venation, and those showing parallel venation from the list given, and write them in tabular form. This is something that you have to remember. You just have to remember the dicote and monocote thing, but that's not difficult. Remember it. Monocote, parallel venation is in monocote. Remember, reticulate has dicotomization. These all are dicots. All you have to look at their seeds, what kind of seeds and how seeds are present. It's neem, not zine. So now guys, let me think about few more questions and we are almost done. In my mind, I'm thinking. No, pollen, I did not mention that another name, though I told you microsporangium, but you don't have to learn that. Yeah, what is another name of petal and what is another name of sepal? Tell me. You want to cheat? Okay, I'm taking you there. I don't know whether it is mentioned in the diagram or not. Is it? They have mentioned it. Move back, move back, move back. Yeah, now you have seen it's corolla and this is calyx. Another question. What is perianth? Perianth is sepal and petal together when they are of same color and you cannot identify which one is which. Okay, so next question. Okay. What parts are formed from ovary and ovule after fertilization? Ovary from the fruit and ovule from the seed. Now guys, you might be a little little must be getting confused. I am using the word fertilization and pollination. Let me clarify you this thing also, because many students get confused at this. Fertilization means when male gamete react with the female gamete and then they form the zygote. Zygote means the baby plant. Zygote is the general term that we use. So male and female gamete, they form the zygote, which is going to form the baby plant. I mean, the seeds and fruit, everything will be formed. So into the seed, actually baby plant is present, the sprouting thing that you see. Pollination means when pollen is reaching from anther to stigma. That is pollination. It is not, pollination doesn't mean that fertilization has happened. Fertilization means when internally it has literally taken entry into the ovule and it is reacting. But pollination is just that pollen has reached to the stigma. It can reach with the help of insects, water, animals, wind. So there are many ways of pollination. So with this guys, we are done with the basic information, not basic, too much we have learned about the leaf and about the flower and how pollination and reproduction happen. I'm going to just stop the screen share, showing you thank you first. And then let me just come back on the screen. I suppose these things are clear to you. Few little things are left in this chapter that I'm going to cover in the next part. So I'm going to meet you up there and bye-bye. Take care. Nothing else. Bye-bye, guys.